Ngashiya abazali ekhaya ngisasemncane usebenza
Sosebenza kanzima
Ngashiya abazali ekhaya ngisasemncane usebenza
Sosebenza kanzima
Shiwelelele
Sosebenza kanzima
Shiwelele
Sosebenza kanzima
Ashiya abazali ekhaya
Keep in peace. Where were you when he died? Then let us protest in peace. You are failing to protect us. We are protecting ourselves and the community.
Now it's worse.
Who else must die? Who else must die? Who else must die?
Madula.
Una camera la
Speak. We're keeping your chance. Speak. People are wet now. You can't be impatient. People are wet now. So speak. We're giving you an
Satane abapane ka batho Satane ba bala ka batho mare ke rata hore modimo o tla mo arabela ka tsatsi modimo o thusa everybody ene o haufi le batho ba pelo tso go bitseng jwalo ka pelo ha e go bitseng e bohloko ke motswadi le nna tsa ke a feel ntho e ya I get it. Look at that. That's why management here high from. Sometimes you Sure.
Sanibonani mphakathi wase-ᴍᴜ mphakathi wase-Soweto abantu abemela ama-leaders community yase-ᴍᴜ. Sikhanda ukumema everyone wala eSoweto. We are sick and tired of what is happening la Maponya Mall. Maponya Mall is not for the first time this thing is happening here. 2 people are shot, rushed to the hospital, and the other one is dead there, right there, burned inside the car, an Uber driver. So, as a community, it is us, the community, who protected Maponya Mall. But the Maponya Mall management is underestimating the community. They don't want to do what the community wants. They don't want to listen to us. So now it's time that usaba nokuba ugwala ukuthi sizawudutshula soyenzani kuphela, because some of our kids nabogogo bazodutshulwa la ngaphakathi bathi bagibela ama-Uber ama-taxi. We are not part of this thing that is happening, but we are saying for the lives of the community, Maponya Mall tomorrow morning must be closed. Sikali community be la as early as 4 o'clock in the morning. By 4 o'clock in the morning, every community member magazela sizovala this mall. We are sick and tired of what is happening in Maponya Mall. Anyone to say something? Thank you. Yes, in the morning.
Hauna operation, hauna ntwe etsamaya. So rona re le mphakathi. We've saved this mall before, but the same people that have saved the mall are the same people that have been killed. So ntwe re tlo etsang is that akina mantswe a mangata, but re tlo kwala mall and we are planning to close the mall for 7 days. Repata rona re le batho ba batho in 7 days. So mo Khisani Road. Hauna motho a tlo tsamayang, hauna di-taxi tlo tsamayang, hauna dikoloi tlo tsamayang. Up until we find direction in Rosala. We want a fertility tsamaye. Because fertility is a security company. That's a high profile company. So we are going to close the mall for 7 days, as I've said. We also want fertility to be suspended from Maponya. Because what kind of a security company lets brutality like this happen? So Kajenu, you must know we are not going to sleep for 7 days. There's not going to be operation Kalebo. We will reconvene again by the MEC Yata. But we are not going inside because they are asking us to go inside, and we shall not go inside. We as the community have the power. We already know that Pops has been dispersed, so that at the end of the day, Pops. So we are pleading to the community that let us make sure that we are all safe in everything that we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, saints and the sinners, for context in what you've just really seen in that video, the residents of Soweto are protesting, and it's got something to do with the Uber driver by the name ᴍᴜ-Mvelase, who is of late now, who was brutally killed in one of the most inhumane and vicious ways you can possibly imagine. It is alleged that he was followed by some of the members of the taxi association around Maponya Mall who have got a point of issue with Uber and Bolt drivers on the e-hailing platform, picking up clients from what they deem to be part of their turf or territory. And the details of his death are extremely gruesome, horrific, and grotesque. He was killed in one of the most inhumane ways you can possibly imagine. What ended up happening, as you can see in the video, these guys viciously followed him. They shot him in cold blood, and on top of that, they torched his car and set it on fire. Extremely gruesome, extremely horrific experience. The brother died a very painful death. And for more context on the unfortunate event of things that transpired, let's take a watch into the next video.
Well, that's right, Mfundo, as the MEC for Roads and Transport continues to have a meeting inside with the various stakeholders. Remember a bit earlier on, she'd met with stakeholders which she conceded were the wrong people. She's had to go back inside after she came back to address the community. And the community basically did not want to hear from her, saying that the people that she was having consultations with inside over the ongoing violence here in Soweto between e-hailing drivers as well as taxi drivers are not the right people that she met around the table. So they've had to go back inside and have discussions now. And the community leaders that she's meeting with now are basically saying that they're going to continue with their protest action. They do not want Maponya Mall to be open for the next 7 days. That is the mourning period for the late e-hailing driver ᴍᴏᴡᴇᴛᴜ, who sadly was killed yesterday. And I mean, we've heard a bit earlier on that it only been in Johannesburg for, is it 2 weeks? I understand, 2 weeks, yes. And he'd only been an e-hailing driver for 3 days. I'm hearing from the family now. And I want to bring in two of the late e-hailing drivers' aunts who've been here. They've been inconsolable. I want to start, maybe if you could also come just this way, Sis Mpumi and Sis Zanele. Sis Zanele, I mean, this is absolutely devastating. I mean, your relative had just come to Johannesburg. He had just started as an e-hailing driver. This is devastating news for your family.
Yes, no, most definitely. I mean, he was so excited when he left KZN, like, Auntie, I'm coming. I got this car that I'm going to drive as an Uber. So things are going to come right for me. And then it starts, and then we get the news, and we're like, I didn't even know how to break it to his mother, because his mother worships the grounds he walks on. He's the only child. So I didn't even know how to tell my own sister that. I had to ask the neighbor. I didn't have the guts, because I know how much she loves him. So for her to go, for him to just pass the way that it happened, we don't have a problem that it happened, but how it happened, that's the biggest problem here. And the mere fact that the officials are not saying anything to us, they haven't communicated with us. We went to them this morning, they told us at this stage it's still fresh. It's still from like what really happened, because by the time we came here last night, he was already in ashes. So we just wanted to know what really happened, so that I can be able to report back home what really happened. So they're asking me at home what really happened. Like, the officials are not talking to us. Don't think they're just saying it might take 2 to 3 weeks. We don't have 2 to 3 weeks. We cannot let my sister sit down there not knowing what's happening with her son, how bad her son was injured. You know, she's just hearing hearsay. If they can just communicate with us, then we know exactly what is going on, and just speed up the process. 2 to 3 weeks is too much to grieve unknowing.
The mere fact that he was his mother's only son makes it extremely, extremely crushing, because I can only imagine the level of shock and pain his mother has got to endure just by receiving such tragic news. Have you ever found yourself in a scenario where the kind of event that has dawned upon you is so extreme, and you're trying to make sense of what really is happening, but then nothing registers in your brain? It even fails to register. You are at loss for appetite. Nothing makes any logical sense. This is the kind of situation his mother is having to deal with right now. The fact that he was the only son, he was his only mother's child, makes it extremely worse, extremely sickening, and extremely, extremely crushing and devastating.
What really happened to your son?
Sis Mpumi, you've been trying to hold it together, but it's very difficult for all of you as a family.
It has been a long day. Imagine receiving a phone call at 10 p.m. to say, hey, this is what's happening, and being here the whole day just trying to find out what is going on. So it has been a very traumatic experience as well. We don't like, we are each other's support system. So to sit here the whole day and running up and down and trying to figure out what is going on, it's taking a toll. So you can imagine what the mother is going through back at home. And we thank the community for showing the love. These communities came out in numbers, but that's still not enough, because tonight it could be the one of their own that's been gunned down or torched up, like our beloved one has been torched up in this senseless killing. This is one of those senseless killing that we experience on a daily basis in South Africa. Can the MEC and the president actually get involved in this? Family members are losing brothers, mothers are losing their sons, and kids are losing their fathers in the process of the senseless killing. Can they help us also with this post-mortem? Because apparently it's going to take a bit long, so we can't wait in the dark to find out what's going on. We know what's going on, they know what's going on, but they can't confirm what is going on. Because one of the things that we're told is, yes, you guys are telling us that this is your nephew, but we don't know. We need confirmation, so we need to conduct the DNA test and all of that. So now, can someone high up there please speed up the process, and please don't let us wait for the 3 weeks that we are told that we might have to wait to get it back. We even went as far as calling Lancet, and Lancet was going on for 12 weeks? They said 12 weeks to get the results. So what are we going to do during that time? What is the mother going to do during that time?
And Soᴛᴛᴜ, it's that wait for you as the family that is just devastating.
Exactly. It's what's going on at home. They're in the dark. I'm right here in Joburg, and I'm also in the dark. A different story if maybe I was updated and be able to comfort them, but I've got nothing. I don't know. They're calling me every 2 minutes. What's going on? What's going on? What really happened? What happens from now? We've never gone through such, so we don't know what is expected. So we just need them as officials to just tell us the process. Okay, this is what's going to happen. They just said we need to wait for them, wait for their call.
Soᴛᴜ, I promise not to keep you long, because I can understand it's been very, very difficult since this morning. You've been here. I think as the community stands with you, everyone is looking for answers as to this senseless killing. I think that's definitely what it can be referred to, without me sounding as if I'm being biased. It's yet another incident, a senseless killing of an e-hailing driver. Thank you very much to you both. Thank you, Ma.
And from what you've just seen in that video, if you're someone within the South African Republic, you notice that there's always been these patterns of behavior. And Siyanda's unfortunate death is just a microcosm of a much, much bigger problem. Ever since the advent of these e-hailing service providers, Bolt and Uber, there's been so many numerous attacks against the Uber drivers, and it stems from the fact that the members of the taxi association and the meter taxis feel like the government is being disingenuous and is doing them a disservice by allowing these platforms, these foreign platforms, to take what they deem to be their jobs. And since the government is doing nothing about it, they decide to take matters into their own hands. And that means they go to extreme lengths of exercising acts of brutality against the Bolt and Uber drivers just to prove a point, just so that they can eliminate the competition. For you to get a picture of what I'm trying to paint here, let's take a watch into some of the videos that have surfaced over the years from the numerous sources via YouTube. Carrying on to the videos. In this first video, this incident happened around Pretoria, Sunnyside, and it happened 8 years ago. The source of this video is News 24 channel. It's on YouTube.
Hey. What's? Hey.
And in this second video, the same incidents, the same pattern of behavior portrayed in the first video happened around the very same time frame, about 7 to 8 years ago. which happened around 2017-2018, around those years. Let's take a look into the video. Carrying on.
Police are investigating more cases of violence during a protest involving meter taxi drivers on the R21 and R24 highways as more people come forward with allegations of assault. Police arrested more than 30 meter taxis for public violence after torching 2 Uber vehicles and assaulted their clients. The protesters barricaded the highways near OR Tambo International Airport in an attempt to stop the cab-hailing service from operating in the country. It's alleged the driver of the car ran for cover as meter taxi drivers approached him before attacking his client, making off with the belongings.
When I just passed that truck, here they come, there were men, they said, here is another Uber. So they started beating the car with stones, with everything. So I saw that I cannot stop. I had to drive over the pavement. Then in front, they were blocking the road again. Then I looked the way to drive, to go, and then I had to turn around to park in front of this building. And then I said to my client, you know, let me escape for myself. You are a lady, they will understand. They are not against with you, they are against with me. So I had to jump the barbed wire to escape my life. And then when I was there, I was much worried about my client. She's a lady. And then all of a sudden I saw a smoke in front of the building. I knew that they have already burned my car.
Mia Lindiki, Eyewitness News, Kempton Park.
And here's the thing. Meter taxi drivers are as vicious as the taxi drivers themselves. They are both one and the same thing. And you don't know what to expect. You never want to find yourself... And you don't know what to expect whenever they hold you hostage. You never want to find yourself when you're held hostage with these guys because they are malicious, they are vicious, they are inhumane, and they are out there for blood. They can literally do anything. They can either touch your car, they can smash your windows, they can even shoot you in cold blood. You never know what to expect with these guys. They are as malicious and vicious as they come. Let's open to the next video. In this video, these incidents also happened around about the very same time frame, around 2017-2018. And very unfortunate, a young guy was viciously and brutally murdered in these unfortunate circumstances. Let's take a watch into the video.
Old ᴍᴏᴡᴇᴛᴏ's charred remains were found in the boot of his torched vehicle in Arcadia. He was a taxify driver. Many are reeling with shock.
We are really shocked by it. There's no way that we can condone this, and we really hope that we can find a way to move past this, and we can find a way to for all the parties involved to move forward.
ᴍᴏ, who hails from KwaZulu-Natal, was a fourth-year student at the Tshwane University of Technology studying sport management.
It's a huge blow for the entire department. He was a very popular student. He started his own events company last year and he was well on his way to establishing himself.
The Transport Department's efforts to address concerns over unfair competition hasn't yielded much as the killings continue unabated between meter taxis and Uber and now Taxify.
We don't know, first of all, who are the suspects. Right, so we can't say for now it is somebody linked to the meter taxi industry. But should it turn out eventually that it's linked, or should the evidence point in the direction of the industry, if we have to shut down all operations of meter taxis in this province, we will do that.
ᴍᴏ is expected to be buried next week Sunday at his home province in KwaZulu-Natal. TUT will also hold a memorial service on Thursday in his honor. Mulimo Waonemoto, SABC News, Pretoria.
I hope you see a pattern of events that have been happening over and over and over again for close to a decade right now. And the thing about these incidents, the violence is only one-sided. It's always members of the taxi association and the meter taxis that are constantly assaulting the members on the e-hailing platforms. It's never the other way around. You have never heard of a scenario in the history of the transport industry within the South African Republic where the Uber driver or a Taxify driver ends up assaulting a taxi driver and ends up brutally killing them. It's always the other way around. Let's take a watch into this video. In this video, you're going to find out that the incident also happened round about the very same time, because when you check on the link, when it happened around 7 years ago. That's when this video was uploaded. And it was uploaded on Online Media TV YouTube channel. Let's take a watch into the video.
2 Taxify vehicles were set alight in Sunnyside, Pretoria on Wednesday afternoon.
The first vehicle was set alight when a driver was called to pick up a passenger. While waiting inside the vehicle, the driver was approached by a group of men who threatened him with violence before setting the vehicle on fire. Meanwhile, another taxi was set alight at a different location in Sunnyside. Both drivers managed to escape unharmed. Several Uber and Taxify vehicles have been set alight in Gauteng in the past 4 months, in what is believed to be a battle for territory. Uber South Africa has launched a petition calling for intervention from both the transport and the police ministry.
These are the demands that metered taxi drivers are making. They want the government to stop issuing permits allowing Uber drivers to operate on the same routes as them. They want Uber to be expelled from the country because it is forcing them out of business.
Well, SAPS spokesperson Daniel Mavimbela joins us on the phone line. A very good morning to you, sir, and thank you so much for joining us here on VOOC Africa. Can you just tell us give us some more information, perhaps, on the incidents that happened yesterday? Is both the drivers safe, and how much is the vehicles damaged?
Let me start by thanking you for having me on AM7, and also a very good morning to all the viewers. Yesterday, actually right now we are investigating 3 cases of malicious damage to property and 1 of assault. And we also had to deploy members from TRT, Public Order Policing Unit, and also call reinforcements into the cluster whilst we are investigating these cases. These taxi attacks unfolded in the afternoon when 2 taxi fire vehicles were set alight. 1 burned out completely, while the other one suffered only slight damages. It is alleged that during the afternoon, there were about 7 or 8 men who attacked these vehicles, and 1 also happened in the evening when also the car was completely burned by unknown number of suspects. In one of those incidents, we managed to get certain information which we are currently working on and following the leads. And with more information that come in from members of the community or the public, we might be able to apprehend those suspects as soon as possible.
So currently there are no arrests that have been made so far?
Currently we haven't made any arrest. However, with the information that keeps trickling in, we are hoping that we might be able to apprehend suspects.
And with the demands that the taxi industry is making in regards to Uber and Taxify, what are your responses to that?
Our responsibility is to ensure that there is stability on the ground, ensure that the safety of our communities, and also ensure that all the road users, including the taxi drivers, are safe. As to what happens, who has to drive where, that is outside our jurisdiction as the police.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here on VOOC Africa and for clarifying those matters. That was Daniel Mavimbela, the SAPS spokesperson, who confirmed that in fact there are 3 incidences that took place yesterday. Investigations have been opened where 2 Taxify vehicles were torched in the afternoon and 1 in the evening, but that both drivers have survived.
I mean, there's so many videos that have surfaced on the internet that show a repeated occurrence in these incidents. Let me also show you another video. In the previous video, the event of things happened around Sunnyside, Pretoria. And in this video, right now, the unfortunate event of circumstances happened around Sandton City in the Johannesburg. Let's take a watch. Also another video displaying the unfortunate event of things that happened around Soweto. Keep in mind, this is not the first time these events of things are happening. They have been happening over and over and over again.
So la kwenzekeni la laba?
La bashe lo phuthi isagila.
Isagila.
Yeah, isagila lento le. That's
Yeah.
shaya ngayo.
Bakuthole kuphi?
Mina bangithole la. Ithathi ngiyaphuma la.
Bowuphuma.
Yeah, bengiphuma mina.
And then ngicela ungikhiphela isigcobo sakho ngifuna ukubona ukuthi bakenzeni. Boyenzani bowusebenza amabeza or bekwenze njani?
No, mina bengingasebenzi. Bengingasebenzi mina.
So ubone njani ukuthi baya?
This is also around Maponya Mall. Just by looking at the infrastructure or the background in the video. This also happened around Maponya Mall 2 years ago.
Because of bengikhuluma ngefoni ngifonela omunye Ikoniq yami and then baza bathatha ifoni bathi phumela ngaphandle. Hayi mina ngaya la ngithi ngifuna ukuphumela ngaphandle. Uyanthola. Bathi phuma bathi omunye wathi umshaya omunye wakhipha isibhamu wanshaya la. Wanshaya ngapha emuva.
Akushaya kuphi?
Wanshaya la. Wanshaya la. And then omunye wasearcha wathatha 1.5 bathatha iwallet bathatha ngesikhiyo. Ngaphuma ngabaleka mina ngabalekela le side. Ngoba sebaqeda balanda omunye weAlmera obayithobela lapha bachise ezinye imoto ngayo.
So uthi bongasebenzi mara umsebenzi wakho vele iBolt.
iBolt umsebenzi wami iBolt mara bengingasebenzi because of vele besingekho allowed ukuthi sisebenze because bebahlala bakhona ngithi labantu laba.
Usho njani ukuthi bengekho allowed ukuthi basisebenze?
Hey?
Usho kanjani?
Because of basikhuzile ukuthi singasasebenzeli la.
Abobani laba banikhuzile?
Yibo balaba bama STS.
In the Taxi Association.
Listen, for a country that fought against oppression for decades and is currently considered to be liberated in pretty much every aspect of human life, this is extremely saddening, disgusting, and disappointing. You're literally free to make the choice in your line of spirituality or your line of faith. You're free to make a choice on the kind of career path that you want. You're free to choose the kind of partner that you want. You're free to marry across the different races and cultures. You're free to travel across the different parts of the country freely. But the only time that you're going to be held hostage is in the choice of the mode of transport that you're going to use. Request Bolt and Uber, and it's going to be a point of issue, and all hell is going to break loose on you. This is extremely disgusting to the core. And as I wrap up this video, a big shout out to the Soweto community and members of the general public for the pushback they have displayed by protesting against this brutality and insanity. And number 2, my sincerest condolences to the family of the late brother whose life was cut short by the savages who ended up killing him in the most gruesome and brutal manner you can possibly think of. And lastly, this is my plea to whoever is in the transport sector, whether you're part of the taxi association, whether you're part of the meter taxis, whether you're part of any of the e-hailing platforms. I'm talking about Bolt, Uber, InDrive, or whatever the case may be. Please understand that you are your brother's keeper. Please understand that you are your sister's keeper. The very same people that you're trying to murder, the very same people that you're trying to kill, the very same people that you're trying to subject to all forms of inhumane atrocities, the very same people that you're trying to annihilate and subject to all forms of violence are the future of this country. Your country. Stop with the senseless killings. Enough with the killings. You should do better. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, peace out. Danke.
Guys, imoto zama-Uber. Bashisa imoto zama-Uber no.
Uber doesn't care about the laws of the country. Somebody sitting in Los Angeles, where Uber is its offices, but has got an app that is in here in Pretoria where everybody will be registered there. Just you look at yourself. But what about those people who created, to create a business is not a one day. To create a business, it takes a lifetime.
Nobody should operate outside the law or above the law, whether you Uber or anybody else. And in this regard, we are told that these people, they do not have the license, they register something else and operate as something else. So that cannot be allowed.
My concern with Uber is exploiting us. Uber, they steal our job. We don't want Uber here in South Africa. Uber, we must ban Uber. We must destroy Uber. And our government must support us to destroy Uber. They mustn't use Uber because they allow Uber to operate here.